welcome to the MelFit podcast, where we talk all things health, fitness, and lifestyle. As you heard on the intro, I do have a lot of experience. I wear a lot of hats. I'm not just your average personal trainer. I love podcasts where we have a guest, and today we have a very special guest. Her name is Jo Dowling, and she's taking a moment out of her very busy day. We've been trying to connect for weeks now, and today is the day. So listen up. This will probably be, like Crystal's, one of the more impactful podcasts that you hear, because I always tell people that I can tell you how awesome MelFit is, but when you truly hear a real person telling their story and how it affected their life, it's so much more relevant. If you've done any, gimmicky or fad diets, you always wonder, like, who are these people? So hopefully having the connection, with Jo being a real person, and Jo, and we're going to go into it. So first off, Jo, thank you for being here. Thank you for taking the time out of your day. I know it's probably not normal for you to jump on a podcast.
Yes, that's correct. Thank you for having me.
But so we are so glad that you agreed to do this. So we're going to just kind of start out with you telling us a little bit about yourself, where you live, family life, how you found me.
I live in Gilbert, Arizona. I am married to a wonderful man, Brian, and I have 3 children, 3 adult children. I am 58 years old. My whole life has been a big yo-yo diet. Didn't grow up, you're a teenager and you think you're fat. And, I think I weighed maybe 115. And that's when my journey started with the dieting, the ups and downs. And it's been my whole life. It's been one diet after another. I've tried every single gimmick diet out there. But I noticed through the years, every time I gained the weight back, I gained a little more and a little more and a little more. And I got to the point where it wasn't just a 10, 15 pound loss I needed. Now I was up to 40 pounds that I needed to come off. And just struggled and struggled. My parents, I come from a very ethnic family. We're from Italy. Great Italian food.
Ooh, pasta.
Yes, lots of pasta and bread. And the best part is my dad is a pastry chef.
Oh my gosh, wow.
And grew up in our family business for 20 years. And we always had desserts around us, but we never really had a big weight problem or obesity, did not run in the family. Very clean eating all the time, homemade sauces, but the pasta and the bread got us. And so again, once my first marriage and had my kids, and the weight just started going up and just would not go down. Again, tried everything, nothing worked. I finally lost a little weight about maybe 15 years ago, and I kept it off for maybe 6 months. That was the longest stretch ever. And then, of course, gained it all back. The day you walked into my life, Coach Mel, was when you started MelFit. Melanie always talked about you, and I would look at the app. I would look, I don't know about cooking, not sure. I've been out of the kitchen for so long. My husband does all the cooking. Why should I cook, right? So that was about maybe about 2, 3 years ago when you first started MelFit.
Yes.
Um, Again, lots of in those 3 years, I think I lost 10 pounds and gained it back in a matter of maybe 3 months span. Um, Last January, I was at my worst. I was my heaviest. I was very emotional about it. I was losing my hair from stress. I was just not in a great place. My daughter was getting married in April, and I knew I had to start shopping for a dress. And that just, I was just so stressed over it. And one afternoon, Melanie comes in through the back where I sit with your magazine. And she gave it to me. And I started looking through it again. And that's when I said, I'm doing it. I am jumping. I'm going to learn how to cook again. I'm going to let Coach Mel do what she does best. And you did.
I love it. So I just want to interject really quick and let our listeners know Mel is my twin sister, Melanie, and Joe is actually Mel's boss. So that way you guys can kind of put that together. And also, I wanted to interject. I wrote a note. I've never traveled to Italy, but I have a lot of clients and friends that will tell me, and I know especially if they're a client, that when they go to Italy, they're almost able to get away with the pasta and bread because it's not enriched. Do you agree with that?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah.
Why can't pasta and bread in the
Obesity is
United
not
States be the
there.
same? And
Right.
it's not the same, right?
Exactly. Yeah. And my mom will make pasta with any kind. She has made pasta every different way you could think of. So growing up, that's all we had was pasta.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Wow. I just wish we had it here in the States. So
Yeah.
if you want to go ahead, Joe, or I'll ask you another question.
Sure. No, go ahead. You can ask me a question.
Okay. So I just want to let everybody out there know that, and I wrote the exact dates down, is Joe started on my MelFit 12-week boot camp 1/21/2022. So she lost 24.4 pounds. And I will tell you, Joe, you are an amazing client. And I've had so many people through the years. The reason that MelFit is here is because I listen to people and they would say, just give me a plan, tell me what to do. Well, that's what MelFit is. Every week since January 31st of this year, Joe did what she was supposed to be doing. She shopped for her food, she prepped it, she did her workouts, and she checked in. When she first started, it probably wasn't routine for you, right, Joe?
No, it wasn't. I have to tell you, I had to learn how to cook again. And it got me back in the kitchen. And after, I couldn't believe how delicious the meals were coming out. I'm like, wow, I made these.
Yay.
It was amazing. And just what you've taught me, the food, just it is so incredible. You are my gift.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So I'm super proud of you though. And I love your feedback every week because I do spend a lot of time creating the menus. So
Yeah.
I love it when you get excited about something. And I totally get, by the way, Joe is now on my maintenance plan. So when you're on maintenance, it can also be called maintenance flex. So we have a little room to switch things out. So there's a few things that Joe's a businesswoman, entrepreneur. So sometimes a quicker breakfast might work better for her, but we're always fine moving those around. So I want to tell you Joe's results in 12 weeks. She lost 24.4 pounds. But that wasn't the end of Joe's journey. And I think that I feel like I'm saying this a lot lately, and it needs to be said over and over and over. The problem with the fad diets that you and I have both been on, Joe, is there's a start date and there's an end date. And the start date is fine, but there can never be an end date to your health. And that is the problem with us. And that's why we've been yo-yo dieting, because we get finished with something and then there's no support. Well, there's no ceiling at MelFit. So the way that this works is if you're at your goal weight, which Joe, you were fairly close to your goal weight at the end of the 12 weeks, correct?
Yes, what I thought was my goal weight.
And then, so we went on to maintenance, and what that entails is Joe still checks in. Generally, you start with 3 workouts the first month, then 4, then 5. Did you like that gradual build, Joe?
I did. And for maintenance, it was great. I knew I had to, my goal was always 4 to 5 with as many steps as I can get.
Yeah.
Now our summers are so hot in Arizona.
It's
so
hard.
I'm able to get 2 walks in now. Finally, it cooled down. It's only going up to 95. So it's nice to get that afternoon walk in also.
So here we are, what, almost 10 months later, Joe, 9 months later. What happened to you after the 12-week boot camp? How much more weight have you lost?
I've lost another 14.5 pounds. So I'm at a total of 41 pounds.
41 pounds, you guys. And Josh and I will be sure to include your before and afters for people to see. So I actually have 2 sets of before and afters of Joe, and the 24 pounds was phenomenal. The 41 pounds, you guys, it'll knock your socks off. And the one thing that I see for you, Joe, is you look so happy. And when you first fill out your questionnaire for MelFit, your goals were, or I know what I wanted to say to you, the 3 words. Your 3 words. Did I write that down?
Yes, you did.
I did. Do you have them, Joe? I can't find them on my sheet.
Yep.
So what were your 3 words before?
Oh, hold on. Let me see which page it's on.
I thought I put that on there.
You did.
I know I put your goals. Oh, here they are. I see them, Joe. I see them. Okay. Unmotivated, self-conscious, and defeated. Have those words changed for you now?
So much. And I've added even more words than just 3. It's incredible. I feel strong. Very strong. I feel liberated. Like I finally learned it was a lifestyle change, not just going on a diet. And where was my other one? Just healthy, the anti-inflammatory food, just the way my skin feels, my, the little puffiness everywhere. It's incredible what food does.
Yeah. You look so healthy. I mean, the best
I feel good. I feel really good. That's the difference with so many of the other plants.
Yeah. I look at your face in your before picture, and it's just like your face now. Yeah. You exude healthy. So your goals were weight loss, feeling better, make healthy choices, stop yo-yo dieting. Do you feel like you've conquered all of these?
I have. I
Do
really have. And the maintenance program helps so much just to keep me accountable. I have a little problem with sugar.
we all do.
Boy, oh boy. But let me tell you, no matter where I go, I always have a little Larabar with me or a few nuts or just something that if I get that craving, I'm not going to go for that eclair. I am going to go into my little box, open it, and get my Larabar.
So the one thing that, if you don't already know this, I'm also a life coach, and where the life coaching came in with Joe is the immediate reaction for somebody who is on cloud nine, has had this great success, their peers are starting to notice. The stigma from friends is that Joe never has a free day. We don't say cheat. Cheat is negative and makes me and my clients feel like we're doing something bad, like we should be hiding it or in the closet. Joe can have whatever she wants. We've had a couple of conversations where I think it really rattled Joe's cage. Would you agree, Joe?
Yes, it did.
Because you were doing so good, and then you had a little slip up. And let me just note, I was never ever disappointed in you, Joe. I almost wanted you to have a few of those. And
Mhm.
remember, I always tell people this: don't ever focus on feeling guilty. Focus on, did it make you feel sick? If it did, I always tell people that it's not that I'm going to feel guilty. It's more than likely if I overdo it, it's going to make me feel sick.
Yes.
So I kind of do the, like, if we're out with friends, like grab a dessert, everybody get bites and stuff. So, but in the beginning, Joe, I would indulge until the point I was sick. So tell us a little bit about um, your free days that involve sugar and what it did to you kind of physically and mentally.
Well, it's amazing. I didn't know because I felt like this all the time. I was always one to grab a pastry for breakfast. Nothing healthy, just have desserts throughout the day. I work in an office, a medical office, with lots of reps that bring junk all the time. So we're surrounded by lunches that are catered and donuts and cookies and anything sweet that you can think of. It's always in our break room. So after being so good, I did have a slip up. I had some sugar, which sent me for more. And I had a couple days, about 3 days, to
Mm-hmm,
be honest, of,
mm-hmm,
oh
mm-hmm.
my gosh, I'm going back to my old habits.
Yes.
And I kept, it felt good. I felt excellent while I was eating it. And all of a sudden, I would get this sudden crash. And I thought, oh my gosh, that's how I used to feel before all the time. And I would run for a cup of coffee because I
Mm-hmm.
thought I was getting tired and
Yeah.
needed my afternoon coffee, where in fact it was the sugar.
Yeah.
It was the crash from the sugar. And I can't believe all these years I thought, oh, maybe there's something wrong with me because I need to have that cup of coffee constantly in my hand. Now I drink coffee because I enjoy it, not because I'm in a total sugar crash.
Yes. Yes.
Um, and just we got back and I said, oh my gosh, I got your menu for my maintenance and it's back on track, back to feeling good. Took a couple days to get back into it. And I think I managed to gain about a pound and a half,
Mm-hmm.
2 pounds. And by the end of the week, it was gone. So it was good. I was happy.
Are you referring to your vacation you recently took with your sister?
No, that was actually, I did better on the vacation. This was before, this was during
Okay. Okay.
right after my 12-week, my Mexico vacation with my sister and my daughter and everyone. I packed, we drove, we went to Rocky Point, which is about a 4-hour drive. And I packed my food. I made some really good choices. Yes, I had pina coladas and probably a few,
Good.
but I enjoyed them and I felt great. I never wore a bikini and I wore a bikini.
That
Did
is
try to
great.
cover up. My daughter had to pull my arms and my towel away, but I
That's awesome.
did wear one.
I love that. And I can so relate because I've been on so many trips, and the time that I spent worrying about what I look like was taking away from my joy of the trip. I mean, I know it's not everything, but damn, it feels good to go on a trip and look good and feel good. And I hope that when you got back, I wanted you to have a good time. I didn't care that you didn't document everything. You have all the tools in your toolbox,
Yes.
Joe, to go on vacation for the rest of your life. And if you can enjoy like that, come back and your weight was up, what, half a pound or something like that?
Mexico was probably a pound. Yeah, it was
So,
probably a pound, and it was probably just from the pina coladas.
yeah. So isn't that freeing?
Yes, it really is. It really is, and just the encouragement from everyone. It's just been a great journey. And now you have my girls at the office, and I have a full MelFit army that surrounds me every day, and
I
the
love it.
support system is
Yeah,
incredible.
I love it. And then I think I put some heat on you a couple times and let you know that you're the boss, Joe. You're the hierarchy of the whole office. And you should allow that to be a good pressure.
Yes. Yes.
They're now looking to you as a role model. They joined MelFit
Absolutely.
because they saw you and they saw Melanie. So
Yes.
I love that you guys are able to help. The one thing that I wanted to say really quickly, first of all, thank you for keeping my magazine in your office.
Yeah,
And
you're welcome.
also give people a little insight to what it's like to work in a pain clinic and what is the physical condition of the clients that you see and why. Is it mostly related to lifestyle? Is it people with things that they can't control? What is that environment like for you guys?
It's amazing because a lot of the patients, I'm not saying all, but a lot of them do, a lot of it has to do with being obese. And a lot of the things we recommend is to start on a diet and lose some weight to relieve some of the pressure in their knees and just to be a healthier. But they're just going to do what they want to do. But the
So,
doctors are always recommending to just make just a healthier lifestyle
mhm,
would just help with the pain issues.
mhm. Anti-inflammatory meal plan can
Yes,
benefit anybody.
anti-inflammatory,
I
exactly.
think it's like for every pound you lose, it's like 4 or 5 pounds of pressure off your knees.
Yes.
So how do you guys now? I think a lot of people will probably like this advice. How do you put on your blinders and be in a break room and have the willpower to stay away from all of your old friends, meaning
Yes.
food, sugar?
So, so during rep lunches, I have to go in and say hello, but I always make sure I have my food and I try to eat it before they get there. And then this way, by the time I go in, I've already eaten, I'm done. So the other is as far as the cookies and the donuts, and I love donuts, and I have not had a donut in all this time. I've had other things, but not a donut. What we do is I just stay out of the break room, and I always have a little protein ball, just something that will satisfy that craving that I get. The other thing we did, I always get the staff a cake for their birthday. So we're always celebrating somebody's birthday. So with my MelFit army, what we do is we ask what they prefer from MelFit and we bake. And for my birthday, Melanie made me the best MelFit brownies. And that's what we all enjoyed.
I love that.
Who Melanie had a birthday and I made her a cheesecake.
I love that. I actually created that recipe for
Yes.
Melanie. So
Yes.
I love that. I love that you guys are trying to, you know, be the change
Yes.
in your environment. And the overweight and obesity rate, and I know you probably already know this because we're in kind of in the same business, is especially post-COVID, Joe, 70%. So we are the minority. One question I wanted to ask you, have you ever gotten into a situation with somebody because of their own insecurities and the fact that they weren't doing what you were doing, that there was a little bit of negativity or animosity that you can talk about?
You know what? Yes, because I feel you have to try, even if it's 50%, you have to try. You have to give it a chance. I just keep encouraging. I tell my stories with the cooking because I'm so clumsy. Nancy and I laugh because I had to move my Band-Aids to my pantry so I have easier access.
That's funny.
And my kids can't believe how much I love to cook now.
That's great.
But yes, and I just keep telling them, just don't give up, just keep at it, just try this, maybe make this way if you didn't care for it, or if you're a little hungrier, eat your veggies, just eat as many veggies as you want. Add an apple, that fills me up. When I'm just, I can't wait till noon. Eat at 11 instead of noon if you're hungry for lunch. So those are the types of things that, just kind of keep it light.
And I think that one thing to note, and with my business as well, and with the journey that you're going on, and I love that you want to bring people with you. Okay, so I want to ask you a couple more questions, Joe. How long into the program did you realize that this was going to work for your lifestyle? And I just want to interject that when I was new, I would put a start date and I would put an end date. And in my mind, I would think, okay, as soon as I get back to the end, I'll go back to eating apple fritters. So where in the program did you think, wow, I hit the jackpot?
So I have to tell you, probably my 4th week, when I noticed how great I felt, and meal prepping was getting much easier. It was great. Your recipes are so easy to make.
Thank you.
That's when I realized this is a lifestyle. It's working. My first week, I had major sugar withdrawal, headaches,
For
and
sure.
I still felt great. I love the food. And I think most importantly, it was the amount of calories that your program has. I
Because
mean,
you weren't eating enough,
I
correct?
was eating on a diet. I was eating 500 calories, six at the most. That's on a good day, 600 calories. So that weak feeling. Yeah, I lost weight, but I also gained it the minute I ate anything over 600 calories. And just the feeling full, like, wow, I can eat this and I'm still losing weight. So, yes, I would say 3 to 4 weeks. I could not stop talking about you and
Oh,
MelFit.
I love it.
And I actually told Melanie, I'm like, oh my God, Mel, that's all we talk about. I can't stop talking about it. Like, I want to
Yes.
shout it
Yeah.
to everyone. Just
That's good.
try it.
That's so good. I love it. I love it. It's a positive conversation. So
Yes.
I
Yeah.
love it. I think that the sad thing is, Joe, it's 2022, and anybody that panics because their clothes are too tight or they're going on a trip or they're in their daughter's wedding, the first thing that you want to do is go to starvation.
Yes.
And I'm so happy to teach that not one client on MelFit has ever been told to eat less. If
Right.
anything, I will add more food or I'll add more exercise, which could even be walking. So I love that, it is so freeing. And I think anybody over 40 is just about like, wait, what? I get almost 1,500
Exactly.
calories and that includes a coffee. So
Right.
I love it.
Exactly.
You were a little bit of a challenge at first, and I know where you're at, where you're so scared, and I'm glad that you let go and started eating.
Oh, yes, that's right. My free day. I didn't know what to do with my free day. I don't know if you can tell, every free day I do have steak. I love my steak.
That's great.
But you know what? You've taught me to
Iron.
switch from ribeye
Yeah.
to filet mignon, which I'm
Yes.
enjoying so much more.
We just had filet mignon the other day. I love it. I tend to run a little bit low in iron,
Yeah,
so it's great to have that red meat.
absolutely. So that's my once a week treat. My
Love
husband
it.
still will cook for me, and he grills all my burgers and anything
Oh,
that calls for grilled meats. So he's still part of my life cooking.
well, that goes into my next question. Do you think living a healthier lifestyle can help your marriage and improve your relationship with friends and family?
I really do. I think it gave me more confidence. I didn't feel so down on myself. I'm not feeling like that anymore. I want to go out and I know what I can wear when I go out and not say, oh, no, I don't think I'll be going there. I have nothing to wear and I'm not buying the next size up, which was always, that was the case for a while. I would not buy anything larger and caused me some anxieties about going out.
I get that. Yeah. And then on the weekends, you work with your husband and you get like a massive amount of steps.
Yes.
What did
Yes.
your weekends look like before the new Joe? Would you go?
Oh, I would still go, which is normally it's about once a month that
Okay.
he needs my help. I would go, but I would be dead by the time we got home. And by the next day, I just could not keep up. And now I'm like the Energizer Bunny. I just let's keep going, let's keep going, let's do
Love
some
it.
more.
I
So
love
I
it.
end up with what did I have, like 17 miles,
Oh
18
my goodness.
miles on
That's
just
great.
the one day.
Yeah.
So
And I love hearing the scale victories, Joe, but from you especially, I love hearing your non-scale victories. I mean, it's for me, I am celebrating with you because we have been on this journey together.
yes,
So, what
yes.
about your relationships with maybe siblings and friends? Has that and your daughters? How has that changed?
Uh, it's great. They're so supportive. My daughter keeps telling me how much more confident I seem, and my brother-in-law still, will go to their house and he'll say, "Oh my gosh, it's just incredible!" Like he can't believe. He goes, "It's like you when you were 18."
I really do think that this has turned back the hands of time. You look 15 years younger.
Thank
It's
you.
awesome. And even in your office, I mean, you are the change. Melanie has noticed such a huge difference. Not that you aren't a wonderful boss, but
A
it's just,
grumpy boss, right?
well, what's so cool too is, it's a little tough for a boss to connect with their employees if there isn't common ground, if you have nothing in common. I mean, I've had that happen my whole life where I'm just like searching for things to say or have some
Right,
common ground.
right.
It's so nice that you guys can always talk about this and that you guys all
Absolutely.
know that you're absolutely all interested in it. So,
Absolutely. Yes, we have a great team at the Gilbert office, and it's funny because everyone comes around and they ask questions and they want to know all about it, and um it's wonderful.
I
It's
love it.
just can't say anything negative,
I
not
love
one
it.
thing.
I love it. One of
Thank
your
you.
nurses signed up. Thank you. One
Yes.
of your
Oh, you're
nurses,
welcome. Yes, he's
he
fun.
signed up and he was struggling a little bit with tech. And he said,
Yes, yes.
don't we tried to get on a couple calls and we just couldn't connect. And he said, don't worry, I'll be in the office Thursday and the girls will help me. So
Yes, yes. He's
I
got a
love
great
that.
support and he knows he can call me anytime. I was away this past weekend, so I think he didn't want to bother me, but I told him anytime, just call me. I will help you.
I love
I
it.
know where to find all the items, and
I
I
love it. And
so
you know what I think people dismiss, Joe, is that they don't treat food addiction as an addiction. I don't feel like it's taken as serious as heroin or cocaine or alcoholism. And I take it that serious. So I think that if more people could realize that it's okay to ask for help for food addiction, sugar addiction, and know that to have longevity in not being cured, because no one's ever cured, we can all relapse, right? But to
exactly.
have longevity in recovery and maintenance, we have to lean on our people, right?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And it really truly is. I know for me, I total sugar addiction. I
Same,
know that now.
same. Me too. So, Joe, what does your life look like 5 years from now? Where do you see yourself?
I will still be prepping my food. I will still enjoy my steak on my
I love
free
it.
day. And I will still be friends with you and connect with you and
Oh,
check in. I mean, this is a lifestyle. I
I
am
love it.
committed. I feel great. And this will be forever.
I love it. Love, love, love it. And by the way, Joe's made me cry a couple times.
You're my inspiration.
Oh, you're so sweet. And you know what? I always tell people like your transformation is also my transformation. Like every time you guys transform, I transform, and then it just reiterates that the work that I'm doing is working. And yeah, there's been a couple times, Joe's especially, where this last set of before and after pictures, Joe, I found myself like sobbing.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. It's incredible. My husband still says, wow. And I can't get when people tell me I'm skinny, I'm like, no, I'm not
No,
skinny. I don't feel skinny. I just, I can't accept the fact that I've lost the weight. I don't know. It's just so hard to explain. Um, I
it
don't
it
know.
it, it takes a while, Joe. I don't love the skinny word. I love fit and
Yeah.
I love healthy. And when they see your bicep in that after picture, they're not going to call you skinny. But
Yes.
I
Yes.
understand it's 2022 and we just need to educate people as to the lingo that we would like to hear, that it's no longer cool to be told you're skinny, right?
Exactly. And it's so
Especially,
funny
right?
because it reminds me, my best compliment was at work. One of my medical assistants told me that they could see my muscle, my bicep.
I love
And
that.
I thought that was the best compliment ever.
I love
I
it.
was so excited. She's
I
like,
love that.
you're not even flexing, you're not doing anything, and you can see your muscles.
I love that. You deserve that. And if you guys are watching this, just know those compliments keep us going. We've worked our asses off to get
Yes,
here. Like
yes,
keep it
yes.
coming. And everybody's so afraid that if they say, you know, you look so good that we're gonna think that they're saying we were overweight. We
Right.
don't think that at all. We are walking on cloud nine about that compliment.
Exactly.
So bring it on.
Exactly. Exactly. So
So, Joe, what advice would you give somebody out there watching this video uh, who hasn't started yet?
I would just tell them all the wonder, everything, just the fact that you do all the work for us. You count all the macros, you count the calories, you know when to do a high carb week and a low carb week. We don't have to do anything but follow a recipe and eat our food. No other plan allows that. Nothing. I mean, it's incredible the tool that you're teaching, and that's what I would share with them.
Oh, thank you. Well, there's no I in team, so I use we a lot. You know, I
Yes, you
I
do.
just love that we are all doing this together, and I love to hear the feedback. I was on a call the other day, and it was a sales call, and the gal said, "Okay, so I'm assuming that you're going to give me my how many calories." And give me a macro split and give me a list of foods. And I said, Sister, you're in for
No,
a treat. You
no
don't
way.
even know. You haven't even opened up Pandora's box here. So, I mean, it
Exactly.
just gave me the chills because unfortunately, from what I've seen and what you've seen, and most people over 40 has seen,
Mhm.
is that's exactly it. Time is money. We're entrepreneurs. We don't have time to count calories and macros and
No,
educate ourselves 20 years into a whole different field. Like, I mean,
exactly.
I just love that. I always tell people that, you know, unless you want to reinvent the wheel, like this is where it's at.
Exactly. Or eat the same types of food, a piece of chicken with
Yeah.
maybe a little broccoli.
Yeah.
Like
The
that is just
yeah.
not
The
good.
yeah. The bodybuilding diet. So
Exactly.
Joe told us before we came on camera that she had made some notes. So I want to give you a chance, Joe. And if you're listening to this out there, you better be walking or moving your body. But is there anything that you thought about when you were writing and you thought, oh, this is just near and dear to my heart? I want to share this.
I was going through the timeline, and just like I said, I filled up 3 pages, and it's just everything that I feel, just how wonderful this lifestyle change has been, and how great. I am so thankful. I tell Melanie all the time, I am so thankful for you walking in with that. I think it was your winter edition, your very first one.
That makes me happy. My
And
advertising dollars are working.
yes.
I love it.
And just where this journey has led, and how the office has been my army, and how great and how supportive everyone's been.
I love that. And you know what?
Family, my boys look
Yeah.
at me like, wow,
Yeah.
mom.
There's a podcast that kind of sparked my thought here, and it's with our client Dusty,
Uh-huh.
and she was saying that she catches her son staring at her because he's never seen her at this weight for 18
Yes,
years. Do you catch your kids staring
that
at you like,
is so
is this my
crazy.
mother?
Well, it's funny because everyone always, a few people will look at me because I was so bad with the yo-yo. It was like, you never know if you were going to get 20 pounds heavy Joe or 20 pounds less Joe. So with me, it was just, oh my God, I just had a brain fart.
That's okay. I was just
Sorry.
asking you about, no, that's okay. I was just asking you about if people ever look at you and you catch them staring at you because they can't believe this.
My husband the most. My husband that will supported me in my heaviest times and my thinnest time. He just looks at me and he just wow. And he's more excited about the biceps and the muscle,
Woo!
the
Yeah,
quads.
yeah. You look so good.
We can
So
edit that if you want.
I love it. I love it. I mean, honestly, you guys, if you could see Joe's check-ins, I can't wait to open them up and look at her smiling, sweaty selfie. And
Yeah.
and if you look at her before picture, you guys will see the change that she went through and how different her life is now. Joe, you are the best over 50 before and after I have ever had. And you're representing women around the world over 50, and you are proof that it can be done. How does that feel?
It's wonderful. And we all know once you hit, I thought 40 was bad with trying to not gain weight and keep weight off. But once you hit 50, your metabolism is completely shut down. And now it's like, oh, there is a metabolism. I
Yeah.
do have it. It's
Yeah.
burning.
It's funny because Dusty had also said, and I hear this so many times, Joe, people think their metabolism is broke.
It's broken. I don't have one.
Yeah, and it's amazing when you can kind of realize that food is fuel and that we do need carbohydrates to have awesome workouts. Have you ever been in this good a shape in your adult life?
Um, about 15 years ago, I lost some weight and I was doing the hot yoga. It was like a 55-minute workout, and I was obsessed. I was going every day. But I wasn't eating. I was doing my workouts, coming home and going to bed because I felt so weak. And I got not as you couldn't see my biceps or my quads like with your workouts, but that was the only time I felt more a little fit, and within a year I was back to no good.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you experienced that, Joe, because the best way to describe it is you didn't have, so your muscles are fuller when they're filled with glycogen.
Mhm.
And when you're not eating or you're going really low carb, you tend to look flat.
Right.
And I mean, I'm almost 52, Joe. I'm 48. I'm right there. So the one thing that we all notice over 40, over 50 is your skin elasticity changes. And
Oh,
the worst thing you can do is starve yourself and not lift weights
yeah.
because your skin will look even more deflated, more flat, and it will actually age you. So, can you kind of see the difference between, yes, you were working out and you did lose the weight, but do you notice how much fuller your body looks, which in turn makes you look 15 years younger?
Yes, absolutely. And it's funny because what a myth with, oh, muscles, you're going to look so bulky and big. It is so not true. My husband has been telling me for years to work out with him, and he bought me weights so long ago, and they're just sitting pretty in the little thing until now. And he's so excited. So at least a couple weeks, couple times a week, we do work out together.
Oh, that's cool.
Um, so it's a lot of fun. And no, I have not bulked up, and I don't look like the Hulk. And
Sure. I love
just
it.
it's great. It's what a great benefit and how good it makes you feel.
I love it. Well, Joe, anything else you would like to add? This has been a great interview. Everybody listening has got a good walk in.
No, just it's a wonderful, wonderful program, great lifestyle change. I owe you so much. Thank
Oh,
you.
thank you. I appreciate your time. I appreciate you spreading the world word. You are the change. So keep shouting that from the rooftop. And
Absolutely.
yeah, you look amazing. And you're such a good client. I mean, you're so diligent. So, Joe, it's been so amazing. I am so excited. What I was saying before was just that if people who are entrepreneurs or are trying to create a new business or just be better in business, if you can do this in your lifestyle, health, and fitness, what other avenues in your life could it improve? I.e., if I have the discipline to get up and do 5 workouts a week and prep my food, could that carry on into being disciplined in a business sense? So, do you agree, Joe?
I do. I very much agree. You
I
can
love
do
that.
anything you set your mind, and if you believe in it,
Yeah.
it can be done.
If you believe it, you can achieve it. I
Yeah.
always say, never give up. Thank you, everybody who has either watched this or tuned in. If you guys can subscribe, like the show, share the show, and if this podcast resonated with you, please feel free to reach out. We're going to include maybe Joe's social if she's okay with that. And I think that Joe knows the importance of just having support. So we will pay it forward. So thank you so much for your time today, Joe, joining us. And I feel like I know you,
I know.
but
You
I
have
know
to
we've never met.
visit.
I cannot wait to waltz into your office one of
Oh,
these days unexpectedly and
can't
meet
wait.
all of you
Can't
guys.
wait.
And that was my deepest fear when I sold my brick and mortar studio and went online, Joe, is that I couldn't have deep connections, but I have proved myself wrong. So
Absolutely.
it's been a joy knowing you, and I look forward to this journey.
Thank you. And so do I.
Thank you, Joe.
Thank you.
Okay, have a great
Bye.
day.
You
Bye-bye.
too. Bye.